You're listening to Side Hustle Pro, the podcast that teaches you to build and grow a side hustle from passion project to profitable business. And I'm your host, Nikayla Matthews. So let's get started. Hey, welcome back to the show. This is episode 17 of Side Hustle Pro. Thank you as always for tuning in. On this episode, I'm sharing the art of reaching out to potential collaborators, customers, and clients via the cold email. What many of you may not realize is that while a lot of my guests are people I know or have met, 50% of the women I interview on this podcast are complete strangers before I reached out to them via email. And over time, I have really come to master the art of the cold email. I realize what works and what gets crickets. So today I am going to go ahead and share that with others. And the idea for this episode actually came from a Twitter chat I participated in. It's the Her Movement Twitter chat hosted by Kashira Moffett of thisishermovement.com. And the topic of the Twitter chat was the power of collaboration. And as we're chatting and I'm sharing my tips, I realized I've been doing a whole lot of collaboration with Side Hustle Pro, the podcast, because I'm consistently reaching out to guests, working out times, booking guests, booking them into slots, and then coming up with content for them to share with their audiences once the episode's actually produced, like literally coming up with social media suggested messaging for them. And all of that is a skill, y'all, which sometimes I take for granted because it's just something that I've needed to develop to grow my business, right? But today I'm going to go ahead and get into the art of writing that enticing cold email that will get you a response. So let's get right into it. Oh, and by the way, I would love to share these templates with you, but full transparency, I have not prepared that yet into a nice little PDF for y'all. So what you can do is go to sidehustlepro.co/side hustle corner. Again, that's sidehustlepro.co/side hustle corner. You can sign up for my email list there, the Side Hustle Pro community. And when I do have these templates ready, and these will be my exact emails that I've sent out to people like Lovey and Courtney Sanders of Think and Grow Chick, the exact emails that got them to respond to me, I will share them with my email list first. So make sure you head on over there and sign up. I'll link to that in the show notes as well as in the description. So let's get right into it. The first thing I do when I'm getting ready to send out a cold email is prepare. Like number one step is preparation, right? I research, I social media stalk. Those of you who are friends of the show know that I am not ashamed of being a social media stalker. I will research, I'll follow people, I'll see what they've been tweeting about, what they've been sharing on Facebook and Instagram, even LinkedIn. Some people are afraid to, visit someone's profile on LinkedIn because it does sometimes show like, hey, this person's looked at your profile. So what? Who cares? To me, that's a point in my book. If I see that someone who reach out to me also look me up, I say, hey, all right, they've been trying to do their homework. They really want to get to know me. And it helps you because you start to get a sense of, one, what that person is about, what would be valuable to them, and what you can pitch them that they'd be interested in, right? So always consider what's in it for the other person. A lot of people go into the cold email with this what's in it for me mentality, and they completely forget. You'd be surprised like how many people completely forget that you're on the other side of this equation, and someone's asking you for your time but not presenting any reason why you would want to do this. And that's not to say that everyone is transactional, but at the same time, if you want someone to take time out of their day, present what's in it for them. And eliminate words like pick your brain from your vocabulary. Just get rid of it right now. If you just want to speak to someone informationally, get that out of your vocabulary. Like, promise me you'll never say it again. Ask them exactly what you'd like to know. If it's, hey, how did you transition from X to X? Or how have you grown your audience to this amount? Like, be specific and don't just say vague terms like, I want to pick your brain, I would love to learn more about you. And I say this, guys, not on some, condescending, holier than thou level, but because I've done it. I have done it, and I now have learned how to be better. I have learned that that does not work and it's not valuable. And it's also helped to now be on the opposite side of the equation as I've gotten older and more advanced in my career, and to be getting some of these emails. And I'm like, hold up 1 minute. No, I don't want you to pick my brain. No, I don't have time for that. Um, so do your research and figure out what value you can add to the other person and you can offer to the other person. I think I've beaten that point over the head, so I'll go ahead and move into point number 2. Keep a Google Doc of your emails. Don't just send emails and start crafting them from scratch each time. I actually keep a Google Doc, and that's why I'm now going to be able to send you the exact templates that I send to people. I don't have to like dig through my emails and put this together. I just have to go through my Google Doc and sort through them because I keep the exact emails, and that way I know what has worked and what hasn't. I've learned over time, actually, that a very solid, powerful intro that hits all of the information really quickly, like tells them who I am, what I'm about, why I'm reaching out. And then the bullet points I use to get into why I'm interested in collaborating or why I'm interested in speaking to them or learning more about them. And the bullet points really helps to, 1, break up text, and 2, help them see right away, boom, 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 what the point of this email is, because people are short on time and they're skimming, and the bullet points helps to guide their skim. All right. I also keep the Google Doc because not only do I tweak and revise as I learn what works, but having those email templates is really a godsend. It saves me time and helps me to gather my points right away. It also helps to get over intimidation when you're reaching out to someone and you're hemming and hawing because you're scared, because for some reason you've built up in their mind that they're like holier than thou and you can't reach out to them. You can, but to get through that writer's block, look back on what you've sent to others and tweak it. It's not cookie cutter, it's not copy and pasting, but after a while you start to get into a rhythm of, okay, I should introduce myself, then I should get into a few bullets of why I'm reaching out to them. I should get into a few bullets of why their work inspires me and why I want to learn more or work with them. So those templates really help me to gather my thoughts, and it gets better with time, and I get better at sending out quick, powerful emails with time. Now, number 3, once you have your Google Doc, you have your names, you have their email addresses, let me talk about the art of the outreach. Now you're ready to send this email. I make sure every person that I reach out to knows that I appreciate their work, and not just knows that I appreciate their work, but understands that I have been a fan of their work and how it has impacted my life. And this doesn't have to be a long, sappy thing. Again, no one wants to read your 4-page letter email, but I do make sure that I think of something genuine and it's usually not hard for me, because if I'm reaching out to someone, it's because I'm genuinely interested in them. But I make sure to add a note of why I genuinely have connected to their story and am reaching out to them. I'm also always prepared to give before I get. Even though I'm reaching out to ask, I am always prepared for us to just build a relationship before we ever get to a point where, hey, they're on my podcast or they're on my blog or anything like that. So that's a mindset that you need to get into. And I also evaluate how it would be easiest for us to collaborate. So you want to make it easy for the person to collaborate with you, right? Propose dates and time. Now I use Calendly, as I've mentioned before, but before that, I would use Doodle, which is Doodle, to suggest a few times where we might meet or talk or collaborate. And before I did that, I would literally just put the dates and times in the email, because another pet peeve is when people say, hey, I want to speak, and they just kind of put that out in the atmosphere, like it should be up to you to now go back and forth with them and find time for both of your schedules to match. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody has time for that. Make it easy for them. Suggest the times. If it doesn't work for them, they'll let you know. If you have a scheduling tool like Calendly, even better, or Doodle, even better. They can pick through a plethora of options. So that is a great trick that I've learned as well. Now, again, these are things that I've developed over time. I've tweaked over time. I may even leave in some of my whack ones that didn't work. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I left those in the doc. Because again, I've been only keeping what's working. But I'm going to go ahead and share the exact email templates that I've used to reach out to, again, Lovey, Courtney Sanders of Think and Grow Chick. And if you sign up for my email list at sidehustlepro.co/side hustle corner, you will get those. So if you guys have any questions at all about that, feel free to hit me up at hi@sidehustlepro.co. And other than that, this is going to be a really short one, you guys, because I am in the thick of the side hustle grind. For those of you who don't know, if you didn't see on Instagram, I'm actually trying something new this October. So to give you a little progress update, I am going to do a no outside commitment October. I found that I stretched myself way too thin in August and September, and my content has suffered as a result of it. Not the Side Hustle Pro podcast, but my blogging and my writing. You know, I have a whole website, sidehustlepro.co, that is being neglected because my first priority is obviously sticking to my commitment to have a new Side Hustle Pro episode out every Wednesday. And since that takes up such a chunk of time, when I was giving away a lot of my time to other folks, I was not saving enough time to write and focus on other areas of content that I want to build out, including some of these freebies that I would love to provide you guys with. So October, I said, you know what? I'm focusing only on me, and I want to see how much I can make progress, and how much I can get done when I only do the things that are related to growing my business. As you know, it's almost the end of 2016. I can't believe it. And I refuse to let 2016 wrap up without me moving forward to some of the goals I talked about in episode 9, my other side hustle progress update so far, where I talked about the fact that I want to start developing content, and I want to start being able to offer that content at, I want to start monetizing that content. So how do I do that? I first and foremost need to focus on it, hard body. So you guys, if you're looking for me, if you send me a cold email in the end of this month or after this episode, don't take it personally. I'm going to respond, but hey, we may not be able to connect until November or later, because Side Hustle Pro is going full speed ahead on her goals and her content. In the meantime, you can check for me at sidehustlepro.co, where I will be updating some of that new content and also giving y'all an update on when the email templates are ready. And with that, have a good one, y'all.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to Side Hustle Pro. If you want to hear more from me, head on over to sidehustlepro.co/side hustle corner to get my weekly Side Hustle Diaries chronicles about my own journey from passion project to profitable business. And if you want to find me online, I'm at Side Hustle Pro on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to join the Side Hustle Pro Facebook community. Go to sidehustlepro.co/mastermind. And as always, if you love the show, do me a favor and subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next week.